Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about 5 simple ways to choose the right English classes as an adult. Now, learning English as an adult isn't just about tackling a new language, but also accessing a world that teems with opportunities. Because I'm sure you'll agree, the power of English can be transformative in many ways. But let's be real, choosing the right English classes can feel like navigating some sort of international food market where each stall offers an array of tempting language learning dishes. And you just don't know what to choose. Could it be the traditional grammar tapas, the conversational sushi, or maybe the spicy vocabulary curry? And the fear of selecting the wrong courses might actually leave you lingering at the entrance, unsure of where to start. Just as a food enthusiast welcomes the advice of a trusted chef, I believe I'm in a position to guide you through this journey as an English teacher. And the advice I'm going to give you is composed of different strategies and resources so you can choose what is best for you. First of all, what are English classes for adults? Well, they go by different names. You might see them or read about them as EFL programs, and that means English as a foreign language, EAL courses, so English as an additional language, or ESL classes, English as a second language. They are the same thing though. An apple might have different colors, but it's still an apple, remember that. And there are a few paths to consider here. So you might go for self-study and online resources. If you enjoy setting your own pace and learning in the comfort of your own home, you can use ample resources such as language apps, podcasts, and online courses that are readily available. To give you 2 examples, you can use free platforms such as Duolingo and BBC Learning English, which offer interactive lessons to hone your skills. Also, Udemy now has about 10,000 courses which are aimed at developing your English skills. That's a huge number. You might also go for language exchange programs if you fancy making new friends while learning English. So these might be your cup of tea. If that's the case, you'll get to practice English with native speakers who in turn want to learn your language. So this is a win-win situation. Cosmopolitan cities usually offer these, so just look out for local opportunities where you live. These are basically free English lessons and very enjoyable as well. Then you might go for language schools and tutoring. So this is a more structured approach to learning English. You can go for a local language school or a one-to-one tutor, right? And this route offers personalized learning experiences. What are the benefits of taking English classes for adults? First of all, improved communication skills, because you won't just learn grammar and vocabulary, you'll also learn to express yourself more clearly, to listen actively, and to interact effectively. Then, as already mentioned, you might have enhanced career prospects because English is considered the global business language, so proficiency in it might significantly boost your career prospects. Finally, we're talking about cultural understanding and global connections because English will connect you to different cultures, enriching your worldview. And who doesn't want that, right? What are then the 5 ways to choose the right English classes for you? If you feel that doing this is like finding a needle in a haystack, then I promise you that the decision will be much, much easier once you consider the factors that I'm going to give you now. And obviously, there are 5 of them. Number 1 is accreditation, reputation, and teachers. So make sure that the school you choose or the platform you choose is accredited by relevant authorities and well regarded. For example, a European school should usually have a British Council accreditation. You can also look at reviews because adult learners are honest, so you can check their honest opinions online to ensure that the school you choose is a good fit. Finally, try to find out what the teachers are like. Is there one that stands out as empathetic? So that teacher might be very good with beginner students who need a bit more support and patience. Also, there might be a teacher that encourages students to venture into uncharted linguistic territory. So this teacher might be good for advanced levels where more bravery is needed in order to use the language creatively. And speaking of that, there could be a teacher who's extra creative. So if you enjoy that kind of thing in your lessons, you might choose a creative teacher, or simply a teacher whose passion seems to form the beating heart of the school. One of my favorite movies, called Karate Kid, the recent version of the film, shows students intuitively knowing which instructor is best for them and choosing to learn from that teacher. And I think you can do the same. You can choose the teacher that is right for you. The second factor is teaching methodology and curriculum. Don't let this fancy terminology scare you off. What I mean by this is that the approach should be learner-centered. So it should prioritize your needs as the student. The approach should also cater to different learning styles. And if you want to learn more about that, I'm going to link my blog post on this below in the video description. So you learn about 10 different styles and which one is yours, predominantly yours, so that you can make a good choice in this respect. Finally, the approach should focus on real-life applications of the language, especially if you're a professional. So it shouldn't be all theoretical or practice-free, because then you don't actually get to use the language you're learning. It just stays in your head. How do you find all of this out? Well, it's simple. You just need to have the courage to ask to speak to the academic manager of the school and say that you're interested in a demo lesson. Now, these should be offered for free, mind you, and give you the chance to see if the teaching method suits you. Some questions to ask would be, is the method communicative enough? Do you feel involved in every stage of the lesson? And how much do you actually learn in just a lesson, in just 1 hour, right? The answers to these questions might be crucial. Factor number 3 is scheduling flexibility, because if you're juggling multiple responsibility, having the option to choose between morning, afternoon, and evening classes can be a lifesaver. Factor 4, online and face-to-face options. Obviously, online classes offer convenience, while face-to-face ones offer personal interaction and immediate feedback. Your choice might depend again on your learning style, other preferences, and actual schedule. So ideally, the school you choose should allow you to try both options out and then go for one of them, or just switch between them as need be. Finally, factor 5, this is last but not least, the vibe of the school. So imagine entering a language learning environment that feels more like a coffee shop than a rigid classroom. That's the school or ESL program that you should go for, in my opinion. The right language school should feel warm and friendly. Because when the vibe is right, you're more likely to engage in conversations, to participate in group activities, and embrace the inevitable challenges of language acquisition. Progress will then come before you know it, and it will be much more of an enjoyable process. A positive atmosphere impacts confidence levels as well, because if you're self-conscious about embarking on this process, a supportive vibe can help dissipate this fear. What are key considerations for choosing the right English classes for adults then? Whether you aim to improve writing skills, enhance your business English, or prepare for language proficiency exams, aligning your objectives with the class offerings is vital. Then the size of the class can affect the level of personalized attention that you end up receiving. So you need to ask yourself, do I prefer the dynamics of a larger group or the intimacy of a smaller class for more of this individualized learning? Keep in mind that a well-structured curriculum should cover all 4 language skills. So we're talking here about, first of all, receptive skills, that's listening and reading, and then productive skills, which would be writing and speaking. You must ensure that you're placed in a class that's the right level for you. Sometimes, mind you, this doesn't happen, so you might need to ask to be moved up or down. How do you know this? Well, if the class feels too easy or too difficult, then you're definitely at the wrong level. Finally, you need to evaluate the cost of the classes in relation to the value provided. And an extra tip, now this depends on how tech savvy you are or how much you actually enjoy using technology. Some schools use more technology than others, so check this. If a school's technology is actually a bit temperamental, it doesn't really work and it just slows lessons down, then it might be a problem. Other schools might have no technology at all, so you end up writing quite a lot, which actually helps the language learning process, so keep that in mind. It's just about what you're after, because there's a lot of variety here. If you want to take it to the next level, I would suggest, first of all, for you to read my Adult Learning Styles blog post, which I will link in the video description below. And then I have 2 others that might help you, one on best English grammar books, and then also one that deals with the psychology of learning, and it's about overcoming learning limiting beliefs. That's one of my favorite blog posts, so I hope you enjoy it. If you want to move beyond general English and focus on exam preparation, I would suggest that you take my Udemy course because it prepares you for IELTS, which is the most popular language exam in the world, universally recognized and of great value absolutely anywhere you go. So that course will prepare you for academic IELTS. As someone who's worked for 2 of the best language schools in the world, which are International House and British Council, I think I'm always going to recommend the same level of quality. But I have to say that quality doesn't mean seriousness or an intimidating atmosphere. On the contrary, taking English classes for adults should feel like an exciting adventure, something to always look forward to. I wish you happy learning and thanks for watching.